We are.
Oh, they'll know. They'll sound better. So.
I don't want to sound better.
Well, I can turn it off if you want me to.
I just.
So.
I wanted to sound worse.
You sound like you're like little talking into a coffee can. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I was off by a lot on that. Yeah. Oh well. I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
I'm Jeffrey.
What are we doing, Will?
We are enjoying a new parade because Russell Wilson's in town.
Oh, we're just gonna jump right to it, huh?
Well, I guess it's on his minds.
So I heard that we got robbed in this deal. So
What? Who?
a couple. The consensus of the bar is that we gave up way too many first and second round picks for Russell Wilson.
Are you fucking insane?
I don't know, man. I don't know anything about Russell Wilson. So this is just the consensus. I don't buy it.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire
Well,
life.
how many picks did we give up?
2 1s, 2 2s.
And a fifth? Something like that?
Well, we get a 4th and we gave him a 5th. So I just washed those out.
So
And
that's one end of the
Noah
scale.
Fant?
No, I don't think anybody cared about the players that got traded. So
Because we're going to get a quarterback in one of those 4 picks?
yeah, I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
So, huzzah!
All right. So you're happy.
Oh, I was dancing for literally an hour straight, like we won a Super Bowl.
Well, wait a minute. Okay, this would be the question I have for you. Do you consider Russell Wilson to be one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league?
I consider him to be a top 5 quarterback in the league.
Okay, so
It's in
basically,
the top 10. Yeah.
This is just narrowing down that window.
well, no, he's right to specify. So if you're asking what the value is of a top 5 quarterback,
10 number ones.
there you go.
10 number one. Oh, I see. Okay, that actually makes sense. Yeah, I think they were just butthurt because it's not Aaron Rodgers. So
I thought they didn't. No, it's you that didn't. Yeah,
I don't want Aaron Rodgers anywhere near Denver. So in fact, I might leave the state.
Sue, my buddy, is a Packer fan.
Yeah.
And he sent me this picture because I was like, oh, well, you must be happy you got Rodgers back. He's like, ah. I'm like, ooh, really? So he sent me this picture.
Not my goat.
So, of all these stats of the great Aaron Rodgers,
0-42 when trailing a team with winning record by more than a point in the fourth quarter. That's terrible.
that is terrible. And
That's
like,
pretty bad.
there's just all these things like of how bad he's been in the playoffs, and it's like, okay, I get it.
Who, Rodgers?
Yeah,
Oh.
just terrible.
Well, over, like, okay, so say they made an offer to both Rodgers and Wilson. Which one would you prefer?
Wilson,
Okay, all right.
he's 5 years younger.
Yeah.
So we get to have him for 6-7 years
6-7
instead of
years.
a 2 to 3 year window where all those draft picks we would have given up
Oh, I see.
would have been
yeah.
just used up,
Yeah.
and we would be at nowhere if Rodgers doesn't pull it off.
Okay.
This, yeah, we're good.
All right, we're good.
good.
then, huh?
I love it.
So is he
Love
gonna
it,
have
love
a
it,
team to play with, or
Oh yeah, we're good.
okay?
We're
all
loaded.
right. We're loaded.
Our offense is gonna be
Okay.
beyond.
Beyond good,
It's
unless he
gonna-
breaks his pinky finger.
he is a running quarterback.
That did happen.
It was his ring finger.
It was his ring finger. I'm sorry, I was off by a finger.
But
But I do acknowledge it was like the first time he'd ever gotten injured in like NFL
Yes.
in his career.
so
So does that mean we're not going to break a femur this year?
I think we're good. We're good. I'm loving it. Everything's good. Free agents are gonna come.
Okay.
We're loaded. We're loaded.
And Jeff Bezos is going to buy the Broncos.
Someone is. I don't
Yeah.
know who, but someone with a lot more money than I'll ever.
So who actually made the decision on Russell Wilson then? Is that an Elwayism?
No, it was Patton,
Patton?
our GM.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize we had one.
Had a Patton. Like I like Patton.
I don't know. So
He our new GM that we got last year got voted as like best GM of the year. Had the number 1 draft class in
Okay.
football. We're good.
we're good.
We're
okay.
good.
All right.
Do we really? I mean, Aren't we flush with award shows enough that you have to nominate GM of the year?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you hold this thing in fucking Las Cruces, New Mexico, where all the GMs come in and they open the envelope and
I don't know who decides it, but
patting
I'm
themselves
cool
on the
with
back
it.
and you know.
You know who didn't get that award? Elway. Well, maybe he did when he got Manning.
Well, I'm sure he did, man. He seemed to collect all the things.
But
So,
everything else that he did was pretty much god-awful terrible.
Yeah, but he did bring a championship.
No, that's why it
and
was fine.
Nearly 2.
Oh. Well, that Super Bowl was terrible.
Yeah, it sucked, but
That Super Bowl, I was annihilated like 5 minutes into the game.
oh, you mean with beer?
Yeah, because I had to watch it in North
Oh.
Dakota,
Oh,
and that snap went over the head, and that was just pure drinking right after that. Oh, I was wearing Bronco gear, all this kind of stuff, all the way to the tilt at a bar in North Dakota.
you're at a bar. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
We were on a rig move, or they were on a rig skid, whatever it was.
okay, yeah.
And so we were off, so all of us went out and over his head. I was like, uh-oh. And everyone knows that I'm
Yeah.
like the Bronco guy. And it was just like, oh, not looking so good. I'm like, oh, God.
Leave me alone. Let me drink it.
Oh, I'm just going to get hammered and just pretend this thing never happened.
Bartender, more tequila.
I handle that way differently. Where my ultimate sign of disgust is, I will turn it off and walk away.
I didn't have I didn't have a car. I didn't have anything. I was stuck there with all the other guys.
I would have drove so that I could.
And you know how far it is to the bar, basically to the rig.
It's quite far.
Yeah. So there's no
Actually,
like I'm walking
tell me
home.
what bar, what city were you in? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember any of those cities' names.
Okay. Well, you know.
Cities.
Yeah.
In quotes.
I know you know Watford. I know you know.
It was close to Watford, but it was a bar in
You were in Newtown.
no,
No.
because that would be a city. It was a bar and like the tiny grocery store. Like it was just
Okay, so
it was like 10 houses and a bar.
so this would have been like Mandaree or something like that. Something.
Mandary's that has a water tower.
It's hardly a city. It is like if you were to go to like a conceptual artist at like LucasArts, right? And you were to say like, I want you to design a city for me. It's like, yeah, it's like, what do you want to convey? And the answer is depression.
Meth. Yeah.
That's really rough because that's on the reservation.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
But you're not wrong. But they're under their own jurisdiction. So,
Right. Is meth a problem on the reservation?
meth is
they
a
have-
problem.
It is a
Alcohol.
problem. Well, I know alcohol is, but I didn't know if there was like a kind of like a drug of choice on the reservation.
I don't know. I did not pay
You didn't
attention.
go on, yeah.
in this-
All
Well,
right.
I was on the reservation. I just never talked to the
Right.
reservation.
Blues is one of them. Meth is one of them. And part of that, too, is...
Yeah.
Well, that's also a lot of place where meth manufacture happens.
Yeah. Well, and that was true in Nebraska too.
Yeah.
So just because it's so remote, I mean,
Well, that's exactly... Yeah.
yeah, and so everybody's got, well, not everybody, but I mean, there was this one building. I guess it was a house at some point in time, but it's became indiscernible after a while. That was maybe about a mile from our yard there. And it was definitely, everybody said, oh, yeah, we're stopped at the signal by the meth lab.
Yeah. And a lot of that just had to do with, you know, the reservation actually has a ton of land on it.
Yeah.
So you can go out there with a...
And there are rules. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can do whatever you want out there.
Okay, check this out. You want to talk about some bullshit. Okay, did you see this week? The well-known grifter, AOC, that's all she is at this point. She's the fucking P.T. Barnum of politics at this point.
I don't know. I think Lauren Boebert gives her a run for her money.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong. Yeah, her thing is just like, are my stupid things pissing people off? I'm gonna lower my shirt a little. But she was having this discussion in North Dakota. I was like, you can't say this. This is categorically untrue. They were talking about how girls go missing near man camps.
Oh,
did you see this?
I
What's
did
a
not
man
see
camp?
Man camp is where the
rig hands stay.
Oh, okay.
and they were saying that, you get this. They said, I shit you not, they were talking about how women disappear because these man camps are being placed outside the jurisdiction of the reservations, which is not always true. A lot of times they're on site, a lot of times they're on the reservation, but they're saying that they happen in this like pocket dimension where they can't be prosecuted. That is the most fucking untrue thing I've heard. It's the question is the man camp on the reservation? If it's on the reservation, then it's reservation jurisdiction. If it's not, then it's the state of North Dakota.
Yeah.
And they were literally presenting this out as like this is this black hole where like human trafficking goes on by rig hands.
I'm pretty sure that more of that probably happens in her district. She does represent the Bronx. So.
Jesus Christ. I was like, you disgust me, woman.
Yeah, she just babbled. She's gotten worse. Like, just
I hear
the
that
bigger platform she has, the more just insane
I
stuff.
don't see her on as many things as I used to, though.
Yeah, my understanding is that the party at large has been actively disowning her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're saying, like, look, you're never going to find your way into the mainstream of this.
Right.
So we are going to let you filter the fucking lunatics into your crowd. So go ahead and go crazier, and so that they can rally around you.
Yeah.
Because you will never hold any real authority.
Yeah.
So, and that's okay, because there's a right version of that too, and
Sure.
you named some of the names.
Oh, there's two of them in particular that are definitely. I don't know. This is pilot and co-pilot of Red Plane. After they already box cuttered the guys who were flying it before.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. They redrew all the districts in Colorado and actually made her district like pretty much winnable if nobody challenges her on the right, which would be pretty fucking hard to do. There was a little time there where they thought, well, maybe we'll chop Pueblo out of there, and then they were like, well, no, we got to keep it a little bit competitive, and so we kept Pueblo in there. It just means that people in that very Democrat town are going to get represented by this fucking lunatic. So, yeah. Although I think Pueblo County actually voted Trump, if I'm not mistaken.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I know it did in 2016. I don't know if it did in 2020. So it was pretty poor. So
Yeah.
it might have. But it's also a union town. So
Right.
Right.
One of the last ones, yeah.
in this state, yeah. Oh, actually, no, there's quite a bit of Denver that's still unionized. So
Yeah, but Denver's a lock. That's not
but
a
Denver's always going to be a lock, and it has been for a long time. I can't think of a Republican mayor in Denver. So
well, again, they haven't. Denver has never gotten so shitty to where the cockroach of Giuliani has seen
Right.
enough food out on the counter where you have to get Giuliani's to clean it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because That's the thing. That
Enough to make Los Santos buy helicopters.
sorry,
No,
man.
I don't know, man. Aurora is pretty rough. So there are definitely some parts of Denver that are pretty horrifying.
Yes, but Aurora, people know that, and it's enough for the other people of Denver to just wallpaper over it. Be like that's Aurora's problem.
Yeah, but Aurora's not that bad. There's just like drags that go through your Aurora that you don't belong on, you know?
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
I would imagine that.
So, but the suburbs are actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But every major metropolitan area of that size has to have an avenue for that sort of thing.
Sure.
And so be it. If that's where it has to be, if you know where it is, then you can contain it.
You funnel everything to the drain.
You sure do.
Right, yeah. It's a grease trap. So,
right.
well, I don't know.
Like to
There's
write
like
that
other parts. Yeah. It's like Capitol Hill is probably one of the scarier places in Denver. So, yeah.
No idea.
Yeah, it's around the Capitol, man. It's pretty gnarly. So there are some parts there that are kind of like, ugh.
I don't really peruse through there. Also,
I haven't done it in a little while. I might have an excuse to do so now that we have baseball back, though. So
Well, that was good news. Yeah.
I'm surprised.
that was good news.
I mean, I guess I'm not surprised, but
Well, what did they do? They chopped out a couple spring training days, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Like they kept saying they were-
162.
it sounded like it. They
Okay.
kept saying they were cutting off a week here and a week there,
Oh,
but it sounded like they're just going to get all 162 in somehow.
yeah,
I was like, you really need 162, but
desperately.
Like if any sport could be like, we can get away with 145.
yeah, we can cut a couple weeks off.
We'll still know who the legitimate champion is with 145. Now, if baseball went wacky, right, and they decided to, essentially listen to my theories about the Lombardi and say we need to no, and said no, I'm not bringing that. I'm just saying like we need to vastly overhaul this for the fans or whatever. If baseball were played with 26 games on the season, do you need that many games to legitimately understand who the good teams are?
You need more than that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless
How
they
they-
drastically change the game in a way that I don't know. Just because
I don't know, man. The way baseball's set up, sometimes you do need all 162.
Well, this
That
is-
was definitely true last year.
Well, this is what I'm saying, Patrick, is like you are the statistics guy, right? So what sample size do you realistically need to be able to determine who is the best team?
Depends on how many are in the sample. So,
Well, we
and
don't know
also,
many.
if you're trying to say something that low, if you're trying to stretch out 26 games into what a full season would be, so you'd be playing a game every 3-4 days,
something like that.
Over a period
then
of
your aces,
Your team's nothing but aces.
that's all you
Yeah,
do.
that's all you do. You don't have you only need one or two pitchers, man. You need a couple opener, just two openers and like
two starters,
yeah,
and then
and a bullpen.
and a
Yeah.
bullpen.
and so your bats are just
Yeah.
going to suck. The game would suck.
Even worse than it does now.
It would be terrible.
Wow. Oh,
You made
okay.
it worse, Jeffrey.
Well, okay. Not that I particularly, mind the era of dominant pitching, but this would be
It'd be
this would be
nothing
gross.
but.
Yeah.
The era of dominant pitching is getting a little bit old. So
Well, how could you even call that the era of dominant pitching right now? They crush home runs like nobody's business.
Yeah, but
yeah,
they
that's true.
strike out
Yeah,
100.
they strike out a lot.
Yeah, but does that,
So
I mean, yeah, it's
yeah,
okay, it's a contradiction. It depends on
Right.
what values you're looking at. If you're asking me like, Jeffrey, are they playing fundamental fall ball, small ball the way that you think of? Probably not, but
Yeah.
they fucking go yard more than
that's true.
ever before by a significant margin.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. The rules that they brought in last year seem to help a little bit.
They're getting rid of
So-
they're making
Oh, you got
DH
a
in the
one
National
left
League.
hand. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, are they going to
DH
do
all the
that?
way through.
DH all the way through.
Yep.
Okay.
I always kind of liked that the leagues had a
split.
distinction. I did.
Yeah.
That's one of those. Like, it would bother me if they came through and said, all ballparks have to have the same dimensions or something
Oh,
like that.
yeah, that would suck.
I would be like,
Yeah.
you guys have sucked the personality out of this.
Right. That is kind of cool that baseball's the one sport that's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Because I can't. What the fuck would you do if in football you're like, no, we play 150 yards here?
Yeah.
It's like, you do?
150 yards.
And in the middle of the field, we're going to narrow it down.
It's an hourglass.
Why? Well, we're going to jam some fans in. They got to get front row seats. These are the price
Everybody gets
tickets.
really good seats. Yeah.
It's fucking Ivy. You know,
Yeah,
Make
the
it
plants
U-shape,
growing
yeah.
into the field. Big enough plants that the football can just get lost in it, and then everybody just gets to run. Like,
you just it's like, welcome to Houston, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, then you go you go to Dallas and it's like an oval, right?
No, it's round. It's perfectly round. Every seat in the house is the best seat.
Oh, it is straight up Coliseum. Then.
It's straight up Coliseum.
Yeah, you know
in
what? That
LA.
makes sense
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
a perfectly round center field would actually allow for a greater capacity.
Absolutely.
That which then makes
I mean, they
sense.
could do it in Vegas. They wouldn't even have to change the size of the room, though.
See, again, yeah, that's one of the things I like about baseball is a little bit of that wackiness.
yeah, that is for sure. But it's still the Rockies, so I don't care.
Oh, he's
Shit,
not on
well,
board
that
with the
come on,
Rockies.
man, that goes without saying.
No, who's your team? Do you have a team?
No,
No, you just done with baseball. Yeah, okay.
I don't even know if. God, did I even turn on the playoffs last year? I think I saw like a few games.
I watched all the players.
Yeah, I was watching.
Yeah.
I didn't
No,
watch
Boston was
much.
there.
Boston was there.
They got
So-
dunked, but they
Badly.
were
Yeah.
there. They still
We got dunked, so we didn't even make it to the postseason, man. So
Yeah, but the runoff was
the
interesting.
runoff was great.
Fun to
So
watch.
yeah. Baseball was actually pretty intense that last stretch there.
Absolutely,
So,
it was.
yeah.
It just culminated in a team that, like, I don't want you to win.
I don't want you guys to win.
Yeah.
Who won it? Wasn't the
Houston.
Dodgers.
Houston.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Houston.
The cheater team. So
I'm still. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like Houston.
I like Altuve, but
Yeah, you could like parts of
yeah, that's about
the
it.
institution.
But I know he was part of that.
Oh,
too,
yeah.
the cheat. Yeah, I know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So
He was like the part that got exposed.
well, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
he heard it
yeah,
go
yeah.
apart.
Yeah, I know.
So-
I know.
Yeah. Oh well, we'll see. But no, I was kind of that way with football this year, man. Football is just kind of like nah for me this year. It'd show up on Sunday, and so I don't go to the bar on Sunday anymore. So
Right.
it was just like, it's on. So I would watch whatever game was actually on. So, but then it would turn off after a while and click over to like fucking QVC and commercials or whatever it's on. So, because of course you got to all migrate to the other network now, right?
Right.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, wait, what's this shit that's on the TV? It's not football anymore. And then sometimes, like, I just have the basic, like, YouTube TV, and so I get the local channels. And so some afternoons, I don't even get a fucking game. So,
Oh,
or I'll
wow.
get, like, a Bronco
Right.
game, all right, and then I'll get another game, but then on the other channel, it's completely wiped out, you know, because they're all on fucking NFL
Yeah.
or something. Well, actually, I do get NFL Network on YouTube TV, come to think of it. So I could catch them, but they were just like they're like scattered to like 3 different channels now, and you know, not the 2 that I was used to them being on.
It's NFL Network too, so it's like, oh, who are the Browns playing today?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yay, Thursday games. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me guess. NFC's.
The NFC's out.
You're like, oh, here we go. Yep, it's time for the Falcons.
Right? Yeah. Ooh, Miami's on. I haven't seen you guys in ages.
Miami was at least supposed to be an up and comer, but
That didn't happen.
Well, they got hot at the end.
they did. They did. Whether or not that carries into next season, I do not know. But
Well, we'll be on national games a lot now.
why?
I don't know.
Why?
Just because you have a new quarterback?
Just because we have a new quarterback. We might even be on Thursday night to start the season. I don't know.
What an honor.
Right. Wow.
I bet you we do. Because the Rams will be starting. So they would probably want Russell Wilson against the Rams.
Possibly, but
I mean, unless it was against Seattle.
right.
But, yeah, we'll probably be...
Starting the game on Thursday night. What an honor. Yeah.
I'm all in. I'm already ready.
I know you. Well, look, you have a right to be hyped.
I'm
Absolutely.
ready. I was falling asleep during games last year. That's how bad our offense... Well, not just last year. It's been a lot of years.
Well, you guys have kind of been going through like the carnival of schemes.
Just worthless piles of garbage.
Well, it's not like you were doing like super creative shit either that would be interesting to watch.
No.
Right? I think we kind of know why. We used to make fun of a guy who had zero creativity and
Hey, he had zero part of the offense, though.
I get
But
it.
he hired the guys that were running it.
It's still his show.
Who's this?
Uncle Vic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Okay. Yeah, your coach is fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like again, we've picked on him many times, but like the game is going and he can't stop thinking about summer sausage and shit.
Right, yeah. Vienna sausages. So I'm a old fan of those.
The fucking guy. It's like, wonder if I could actually like get a sausage inside this cheeseburger.
Without cutting it.
I don't think he's that dumb, but it just fits him so well.
Well, he sure looked like it on TV.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
He sure looked like it on TV.
I mean, I don't want to turn around and he's, I don't want him to hear this and say like, guys, how many of you are in Mensa? Because here's my card.
Yeah, here's my card. Be like,
Too bad it doesn't apply to football.
yeah, well,
I know.
I look better on camera, dude.
His 137 IQ isn't doing him any favors.
No, not really.
Yeah.
So,
Which I can promise you he doesn't have.
yeah, I think that's highly unlikely.
There's no
Yeah.
version of this where this guy...
I don't see him being a crossword guy. He's a word search guy.
Have either of you guys taken an IQ test?
Oh yeah, many times.
Really?
All right.
Yeah, I had to take a couple of them. I did a formal one when I was probably like 13 or 14 or something. And then I did another one. Like, there's a part of it that you can do that. I don't remember if this was part of the ASVAB process.
What is AS?
Well, to get in the military.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think that
You were
was it.
trying to do that?
Oh, many times.
Oh.
Yeah. Many times.
Did you not get in?
No.
Because your eyesight?
No, because I'm an asthmatic.
Oh!
So my eyesight just prevents me from fighting, from flying,
flying.
F-22 Raptors, So, but no. No, and there was another time. I also took one in grad school. So later on, it was part of this clinic that they did. Just for funsies.
Do your numbers change?
No, they don't. Yeah, in fact, there's very little evidence to indicate that your IQ changes much after you're about 8.
No kidding.
Dead serious. Yep, it is pretty much thought to be fixed unless I literally shove a piece of rebar between your ears. So then it can go down.
Go down. It ain't going up.
No, it ain't really
That's
going
true.
up.
When Phineas Gage had that hole blown through his head,
Correct.
he didn't get smarter.
He didn't get smarter.
Right.
Yeah, so
He just proved that lobotomies are a real thing.
they are a real thing. Yeah, so...
Huh.
But, and then, I mean, you can jack up your IQ in other ways, like repetitive substance abuse will do it.
I can believe that.
Yeah. And there are certain things that, can maybe raise it a point or two because a lot of the problems that you solve are like spatially based and things like that. So if you practice with these things, theoretically you could make things better, but all you've done is proven that you understand the test.
Right.
So as far as if you find that to be an accomplishment, then good on you. But
Huh.
yeah,
You can find them online, man.
yeah. Well, you got to take the online ones.
Aren't standard.
There are some good ones. You just have to dig for them, and oftentimes they'll be like,
charged a little bit.
no, they don't charge you, but they're like, hey, sign up for our newsletter. Yeah. And we'll email you results after you like fill out the survey, kind of thing. So you got to watch for those, but there are a couple online that you can take that are.
How long does it take?
Depends on the ones that you take.
It's supposed to take hours.
The actual formal one where you sit down, it's a couple hours, and it's like you get breaks and all kinds of shit.
Oh, okay.
And stuff, but
Like a SAT test.
very much so like a SAT test. But like the thing about it is that okay, that's if you want an absolutely precise measurement.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want it within a 5 to 6 point
minus
range, you can sit down and take one that's only got like 30 questions on it, and it's good enough.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but you just dismissed Jeffrey's 36-game baseball season on that same principle.
Well, you're playing a different
Yeah,
game.
it's a different game.
I don't.
Well, you didn't give me a chance to answer the question. So, all right. So, sample size, all right,
Yes.
with 32 teams in there, you'd need a sample of about 30 games in order to actually hit the law of large numbers. So, which means that you could rinse and repeat it 10 more times, and it would probably change by less than half a standard deviation. So,
So what about how about a 65-game season?
perfect. Be
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
But I think it would jack up the league. So, yeah, I think, because you would only have, 2 starting pitchers. So,
This presumes that we're extending the length of the season.
okay, yeah, no, if you actually crushed it, I don't think
2-month
I don't
season?
think I like baseball if it was a 2-month season.
Man, that is just a race. Well, that wasn't that what the shortened year was? It was like 80 games.
It was like
right,
80 games. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a season that didn't count for anybody. So even though
But
it was one of the
like
ones
you
where the
said-
Rockies did really well.
I think we're crossing our own T's. I think we may have sort of.
so, yeah.
So maybe 65 games is not enough of a sample size because, much like, and trying to remember like the Noel Brown argument, any season that the Rockies are good in is not a good season,
That's true.
right?
Yeah.
So-
Let alone if they make it all the way to the show, That's when we give up the curse of the Bambino. So it's just absolutely upending tradition at that point in time if the Rockies are doing well.
Like if the Rockies appear in the postseason, the board has to be like the rules are messed up somehow.
Rules are fucked up.
Something is
The altitude is.
Yeah.
We got to change the game because they got altitude
right.
working, or is it against them?
Is it not working?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to change this. There's supposed to be a broken system.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so in order to balance this out, they have to soak the balls in rubbing alcohol.
But just in
Or
Colorado.
Just
yeah.
in Colorado.
You can use an aluminum bat here. So-
Dude, you can't introduce aluminum bats in Colorado.
oh, yeah, that's how the
You
opposite.
do that.
My bad. So you have to use a wooden bat. But
These
you can
games
use
are
aluminum bats anywhere as
I
the
mean,
sea level, huh?
Come on, man. We'd be bunting home runs.
I still don't understand those guys. Like, for the entire time of their existence, everyone's just like, just draft nonstop rocket arms, and then just go get all the batters that want to come.
Yeah.
Why are you wasting your time?
I wouldn't even worry about pitching that much.
Well, no, my entire draft would be nothing but pitching.
Oh, really?
All just as many super strong arms, and if you can find any of them that can pitch up here, cool. Because every bat will want to come here. You can get everyone. in
Yeah,
free
maybe.
agency.
I mean, I guess, yeah, you get your own numbers up quite a bit.
Well, so you just draft based off of what's your fastball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant guys who could actually throw from outfield.
Oh, no. Just straight pitching.
Well, you get those with the strong bats anyway.
You would.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
You just keep telling guys, hey, you're going to take a little bit less, but we're going to put a lineup 1 through 9 now. Of just
Right.
here.
Yeah.
Your numbers are going to be insane. You're just going to keep running around the bases. and we're not going to invest any money in pitching because they're all going to be rookies, and they're just going to keep just throwing it as hard as they can
until fireballs, and that's it.
Till their arms fall off, and then we'll toss them off to the next one.
Or they survive into another season
Right.
because they could.
Yeah.
They could, like your average Pokemon, evolve into. It happens. It happens every now and then.
Resident Evil villain.
It's got to happen to somebody. Either that you cast him off, or you got somebody that, oh my god, like we've got a guy. He's got a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, and
He's kicking butt in Colorado. Sure, we'll pay
Off we
you.
go.
yeah,
But the rest of you, fuck, just,
right.
we don't care. Oh, you missed on him. You let him go too. Don't care. We got the next free arm up. Next free arm up.
He's either gonna flip or he's not. And if they're okay, then you send them to middle relief.
Right.
Yeah.
But only until their contract starts getting to that point, and then gone.
Off you go.
Because you're just gonna spend it all on these bats. Your crowds are gonna be amazing because everyone will want to come see this amazing show.
Rockies crowds are usually pretty good anyway.
And it's been getting rough.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
yeah,
still compared to like some of the
comparatively,
other things, but
When you
still
say getting rough, do you mean?
like half filled.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like.
Throwing stuff.
No, I meant like.
No more bat night.
No, I was like, like, well, are you saying that like minorities are showing up?
Oh no,
I was like, what are you saying?
no, it's getting sparse.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
okay, I understand.
I mean, there's always going to be hot dog night or beer night that you're going to fill up the place, and firework night. But
And that is the appeal of baseball, is it not? That's the you don't go to fucking Seattle Seahawks games and it's Kazoo night. You don't have
I
to,
need my
right?
free shit night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they don't give out like little
swag
bats.
nights,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably true. But I guess
I don't want a Mariners kazoo now.
I guess whatever they give in Tampa, it ain't good swag.
I guess not. Yeah.
They don't care about a winner, and they don't care about
Yeah,
swag.
that's true.
They're not giving out keychains. They're not giving out bottles of hot sauce or
Yeah.
whatever.
Glow sticks.
Vuvuzelas or whatever those.
Oh wow, that would be a horrible game to go to.
Oh yeah, but if you got drunk and
Yeah,
went
the
there on
whole
Vuvuzela
crowd
night
would be
and
doing
you
that.
just-
Dude, oh god, playing baseball with that crap going on.
Oh my, that would be amazing. And you just tell your friends, like, let me tell you about the game that we all ruined.
It's your own nickel beer night story. Yeah.
Do you know how many swing and misses there were? The pitcher actually gave us the bird. It was
Be as bad as you
fantastic.
get, like laser pointer night or something.
Oh, that's criminal. I remember a guy saying he was a big time hockey fan, and he thought about it, and he's like, I know I'd get in trouble. He's like, but I've always thought about laser pointering the other team's goalie.
Yeah, you get in trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but because obviously, like if you blasted Dominic Hasek in his prime with a fucking laser in the eye, the goal obviously doesn't count.
Right. But I mean, like, how would they know, too? So,
Well, it's glowing off of the mask, and
got it. Yeah.
I think it was football that they did that,
was
and
it?
they threw him out. I think it happened in one of the sports where you could see the pointer on the.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he's about to get sniped.
I know. Just hear, down.
Yeah.
The last Boy Scout.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So,
I don't know. I think that you could do an effective small season in baseball. I think that
Can't, because I mean, think of how like when a batter gets hot, or and their ups and downs, like it's just not.
Yeah. I kind of like the fact that they don't tinker with baseball too much. So
No, I'm just saying that you could.
you
I'm
probably could.
I actually, I think the season is fine the way it is.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest problems that baseball had or still has is, I think a lot of this is that they're trying to cater the sport and say, how can we retool this to fit a modern audience? I'm like, you don't. It's baseball.
It's baseball.
Right?
Yeah.
You age yourself into baseball.
You do.
And it's gonna die.
I don't think it's going to die.
Well, because it's the difference between baseball and other sports is that it's about the stadium experience,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, football, you don't even want to go to a football
No,
game.
that's a
anymore.
made-for-TV sport.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know what's going on with basketball. So,
It's great.
did they get their numbers back up?
Oh, the viewing audience?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
pay attention.
I thought that was the sport that was basically like, we got to change
They
something.
were having problems.
Yeah, they go away.
Well, they've also stopped harping on.
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Frankly, if I were to make one adjustment in sports, I would be like, we have to start divorcing this entire relationship of hip hop to basketball and intersperse this with other cultural identities.
Country music?
No, well,
We get some NASCAR guys in here, no problem.
no, you're not having like the games announced by Jerry Lawler from professional wrestling. I don't think that's the thing, but just to make it so less clear that like, hey, other audiences are welcome.
Yeah, I do kind of
Because
get that from basketball a little bit.
If you talk about the heyday of the sport, which would have been
Yeah.
the 80s,
Yeah.
80s, early 90s, it wasn't that tied in. It was a little bit more welcoming.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, especially with the Bulls. Like, that was a gateway for, like, all of Middle America into basketball at that time.
Well, the Lakers Celtics was the gateway.
That's true, too. Yeah. So, I just remember when I became aware of it. So, it was during that 90s run. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess like all the different sports kind of fit in their own kind of spot. You know, football's the big show.
Yeah.
You know, it brings in everybody. So
You bring all the pomp and circumstance it demands, yeah?
yeah, you kind of do. So that's why you get F-16 flyovers and shit
Yeah.
on those games. You know,
Well, and each game is an event. Like it's
Right.
there's
it is.
so
It's a
few
big
that
fucking deal.
there you go.
Yeah,
has
it's a big
to do,
deal.
So
Yeah.
Baseball's just like your afternoon,
Baseball is
like
a soap
line
opera.
of Cougar. Yeah. So
You don't have to watch every episode
No,
to
you
know
don't.
what the storyline
Yeah.
is. You just come in every 5 episodes. It's like, oh, they're getting divorced?
and it's just
oh, they had a baby. Cool.
I thought he was dead.
I thought he was
Yeah.
dead.
Well, he was. That's his twin brother. Yeah.
Oh,
It's like-
and he's a doctor?
Yeah.
See, this is baseball. That's cool, man.
well, and it's just summer. Like it's just
It is
your
summer.
grill time. You just
Yeah,
have stuff on in the
exactly, yeah.
background while you're doing other stuff. Like you don't.
I love listening to it on radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Because it really encourages chatter.
it does. Yeah.
And it doesn't work without it.
No, it sounds stupid. If you, just you gotta have your caller and then your color commentary.
God, I can't even imagine that.
So you hear it sometimes, like when you have like college games or something like that. They're fucking terrible,
Yeah.
man. So
Yeah.
it's like, man, you guys just came from the comms department, huh? It's like we have no ambition to be on the radio. This is just a lab for you, isn't it?
You are doing this for course credit.
Right? Yeah, this is course credit. So it's kind of excruciating. But like I listen to that 850 KOA all the time when the Rockies are on. Their two guys are fantastic. So
Oh, yeah. The same. The Avs guys are amazing.
the Avs guys are pretty good too.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. those guys get into it too, though. I mean, that's what's different about baseball and
Yeah.
hockey. Is hockey kind of builds up, like the tension in it. Baseball, it's all like just like the entire like low note on the violin.
Oh well,
Until all of a sudden,
it is. Yeah, well, because a great, you're exactly it. Like half of 95% of baseball commentary is Prairie Home Companion, with Garrison Keillor, and you're just kind of like relaxing
Right.
and you're just gonna take it easy. But then every now and then it's like,
But it's just that pitch.
yeah,
That-
it just
that-
takes
he
one
got
pitch.
one.
Yeah, and everybody's on their feet. So, so
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, like basketball's kind of worked itself into a different spot. I think hockey kind of has too.
Oh
So,
yeah, it's soccer and then black soccer and ice soccer.
Man, soccer just really doesn't catch on in the United States, does it?
I do not
It's been like
like
10,
soccer.
12 years, 20 years now since we've had MLS.
Yeah.
And like, I couldn't tell you who our teams are. I couldn't tell you what a game looks like. Which team is actually good. It didn't bite, did it?
I had a buddy that I worked with that really loved soccer, and I tried to watch a few games with him and stuff, and I'm just like, this just sucks. Like,
It makes me tired watching it. So,
dude, I'm like, no, man.
I know the World Cup comes around every now and then, and like I know a few people get into it then.
Yeah, that's what he was trying to get me into. And I was
Yeah,
like,
I tried watching it a couple times, and I was like,
Yeah, actually, the aquatic water wizard is into soccer, if I recall. Like,
oh, I thought
watching.
his thing was NASCAR.
He's also into NASCAR.
Oh, okay.
the aquatic one. Oh,
I didn't know he was in the.
Yeah, he. I remember him talking about that. Maybe it was Olympic soccer. I don't remember, but yeah, he was into it.
World Cup, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess here's the weird thing about soccer, and I've known some people that are soccer fans, right? Mm-hmm. So everybody I know that was a soccer fan was into that because that's where they're from. So, or they have some kind of ethnic identity with it. So if you like Italy, right?
Yeah.
You don't like U.S. soccer. You
Right,
like Italy.
Yeah. I guess a couple of people that I've met were people who played soccer when they were kids.
That yeah.
And
yeah.
so like it wasn't like necessarily as like, yeah, I'm into like Manchester United or something
Right.
like that.
Right.
It was like, no, I like soccer because I played Little League and then I did it in high school or something.
And they'll be able to rattle off dudes who are like, well,
Yeah, sure.
I'm a Clint Dempsey fan. He plays for the U.S.
Yeah.
That I understand. But
Yeah.
most guys, it's
Was that a real player?
yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I could have said Ronald McDonald, and you'd have just as you'd have bet his
Right, yeah.
It's like he's playing soccer. It's like pretty good too.
Oh, feet that big. Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
And frankly, I would argue that in the U.S.'s case, I would think that what they should have done is they should have gone even harder on women's soccer because that's like an empty niche. That's something where
That's true.
where they're like you can get the guys on board because they're not into soccer, but it's ladies soccer, right?
Yeah.
Women need a sport that where they're actually good and they're playing equal things, but then they're also like they kind of why would you let women's soccer just like get this politicized? Like you just even Michael Jordan said Republicans buy sneakers too. Just like
That's true.
just get out there and say like, look, we want you to be faces, all of you. We don't want you to be like activists. So you can believe these things and we'll talk about these things. But just don't do this. Let
But then they come out and say that it was,
let people like you.
Have there been like activist sports figures where that actually held for a while? I mean, I think the only one that I can think of is like maybe Magic Johnson and AIDS awareness.
Because he had AIDS.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
So, but then
Right.
like if you look at like women's soccer,
The equal pay thing.
the equal pay thing, you
Megan
look at
Rapinoe
like
and her team.
NBA
Yeah.
and BLM, it's just like people just don't have a stomach for that after a while. It's like, man, I want to watch fucking football.
Yeah.
All right. I
Sports are a
turn
good
off
getaway.
politics to watch football. I don't know. So
Well, fucking ran Kaepernick out of the league.
I watched the Kaepernick thing,
Yeah.
the black and white.
How was it?
I did not know what it was going to be. It's just like his story growing up.
Who the fuck cares?
I was like, there was so little about like black
Wasn't he
history.
raised by white parents?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
And so he was like, so it was about his struggle to fit in, even though he was like the privileged
Right.
black kid that was getting $1 million offers to play baseball, but he really wanted to play football. I'm like, am I supposed to be feeling sorry?
yeah, I don't
for
really have much sympathy at
you?
this point in
Like,
time.
I was like,
yeah.
and then like, so it'd be like his segment about this part of his childhood going through this, and it was just like his high school years. And then so it'd be like 5 to 7 minutes of it, and then it'd be like, here's your Black History moment.
Oh.
And then we're going to go
yeah.
back into, and then here's your Black History moment. And then we're going to go back to my story. I was like,
Yeah.
really? That was,
Yeah.
okay. I thought you were actually going to have some stuff on why, like, yeah. It's
Yeah, like I
like,
thought it was going to be like, this is a story how he basically got run on the league, kind of thing.
or like that he actually had real struggles or things like this. I was like,
Sure.
I get that people looked at you funny and okay, or they wanted you to cut your hair or different things, but I'm like, okay, yeah, we've kind of changed. We've
Yeah.
grown up as a society past a lot of the stuff you're describing here.
Yeah.
Okay, it was tough. You also were basically turning down millions of dollars.
Right.
Are black people actually being like, yeah, that's my guy? Like, I'm sure like they're just like, dude, you had it pretty good, man.
Okay, so yeah, the few football players, the few times this has come up with the football team in class and stuff like that, they do not see eye to eye with him on this one. They're like, bro, you had a shot, man, and you blew it, kind of thing. So, because I work with guys who are Division II, and so, like, yeah, actually, there are a couple guys who've gone on to the NFL. They're rare. You don't know their names because they're pretty deep in the roster out there.
Yeah.
Okay, but they start out at Division II school, they get pulled up their senior year, they get noticed, and then they get a draft ticket, or something. Or they show up to train, or they show up to combine, and get in that way. And so there's not that much sympathy, with that in that particular situation. And that's a little disappointing because I remember that's a Netflix thing.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah. I remember seeing ads for it, and I was like, well, it'd be kind of interesting to actually hear the story from, like, maybe his perspective, because it got so fucking politicized so fast.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. There was, like, no word that you could utter at the bar that would make people madder than Kaepernick.
Yeah.
For a little while. Oh, that motherfucker, blah, 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 blah. And it was just like, whoa, man. So I won't talk about it again. Like, for the record, I don't have a problem with him exercising his First Amendment rights, in whichever way he so chooses. Okay, that's fine. All right, but, like, obviously your blood pressure has gone up about 40 points over just to mention his name. So let's talk about something else, shall we? So. Yeah.
I was at this point, I was just like, I didn't really like him because of the whole thing. I was just like, you've turned the sport into this thing where it's making people either be pissed one way or another. But I get it. I get what you're trying to do. But so, yeah, I watched it and I was like,
so it's just a puff piece, basically.
it's like a teenage story. I was like,
how could it be anything else? This is Netflix, dude. It's not like Netflix is going to put out anything that's race critical. Basically,
probably
whatever opportunity they have to take a white character in any piece of work and turn it black is what they're going to do. So they're not going to turn around and say, hey, let's really put the clamps on this. Let's take a look at this guy and say, well, he's a lot of things, but not a victim.
but even if they would have just done the NFL stuff, just been like, this is why I got led up to doing this thing, and this is the response that I had. This is this. It broke down some of the stuff behind the scenes. Like, all right, that would have been interesting. It would have been cool to hear your point of view, your reason for doing it, the reaction you felt, all these different things, but
Sure.
to hear that you had
I'm not interested in your childhood.
a teenage life that
Yeah.
teenagers go through, I was like,
Well, no. Again, you tell that story with Mike Tyson, where it's like,
Oh yeah.
so I was mugging women, right, to survive.
Yeah.
Okay, like I got it. Whereas you're growing up in the suburbs. You're
you know, mom and dad were there the whole time, driving you to every single thing, like,
and it's
that's the dream life kind of thing, like.
and it's not 1955 where they're like, a black person in the NFL? That's absurd.
Multiracial family.
That's what they were. That's what they were trying to convey. Though,
I know,
is like
I
they
know.
would go to the tournaments, and the parents bringing their kids, and then so like the staff of the hotel would be like side eyeing him the entire time, and be like, come up to him and be like,
It's like,
go up to the parents, and be like, is he troubling you? And they're like, no.
You still
this
have
is
all your
our
silverware,
son."
sir.
Yeah. And I was just like,
Look out, guys! He's robbing the place.
right? Yeah, exactly.
he's wearing a baseball uniform with all the other baseball players.
Right.
I think he's a baseball player. But yeah.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. A black person in baseball?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's just like so over the top, man. I mean,
And I'm like,
you
but this doesn't go on anymore.
no.
No.
We grew up as a society past this. Like,
Yeah.
okay, it was bad then.
Dude, it was bad like the 60s.
Yeah.
Okay. But even then, I mean, like, you'll find examples of white couples who can't have kids who adopt a kid from China or something like that. That's happened for like
forever.
50 years now,
Yeah.
you know? Shit, I mean, like, I'm trying to think if I knew anybody who was like that growing up.
Who adopted a
Who adopted a kid who was a different race. Or whose parents had, parents that were of different.
I never knew anybody personally. I knew people who knew people, but I
Yeah.
never knew anybody firsthand.
I knew
because,
one guy who was adopted.
because the people I knew that got into that they did it because it was something that their church would do.
Yes. Well, and that was common.
Yeah.
So around here. So
Yeah.
in particular.
Because I knew some Lutherans that were like, they adopted like a child from like Africa
Yeah.
as part of like the
Yeah.
church program.
Yeah.
So that's how I knew of it.
Yeah.
But there was also no understanding where it was like, "Are you my real dad?"
Well, of course. Yeah. So yeah. No, it was definitely not like, it wasn't common, but it wouldn't be something that would be seen as like unusual or anything to kind of pick on that kid about.
No, it's
Yeah.
like, well, because again, for us, it's like, "Where are you from?"
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right? I cannot see the version of this where the other baseball players or football players are like, "We've got a real problem with you, Kaepernick."
Right. Yeah. Your parents are white. It seems like it's so
None of that rings
over
true.
the top, and it's just like completely ginned up to try and. I mean, I see that in so many different contexts now that you get kind of wise to it. It's like, oh, you're trying to make it sound a lot worse than it is. Got it.
Maybe it did go on, or maybe it still goes on. I don't know, but
I'm sure it does. I'm just like, I'm okay. I'm a white guy. I don't see it. All right. And I'd be the one that they'd be hitting in the ribs. Hey, Pat, check this out. Kind of thing.
What you're touching on here is this is also professional sports. So when
Sure.
it comes down to it, did Peyton Manning put his balls on your neck because you're black, or because that's just part of the stupid hazing thing that people do?
Probably.
Did
a little
he
bit of
also
both,
put his
yeah.
balls on his neck of a white person? Probably.
Probably.
Like, I can tell you, like, especially like in the military, like guys would tell me like, yeah, so when you start, they make you do this thing called an atomic sit-up, and
What is an atomic sit-up?
all right, so an atomic.
yeah, you brought this up. I have no idea.
You can't drop that out
This
there.
is a hazing thing, right?
Sure.
So this is an atomic sit-up where you're like, all right, you've been sitting there working out, and you just like, new guy, right? So what they do is they're like, you get on like a bench or the ground, okay, and they're like, all right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in order to get you, like, you have to fight me to get up. So you're going to do a sit up, and we're going to put like a towel over your head because you got to push up, hard up to do this, right?
Yeah.
Well, the whole purpose of this is to put a towel on there so that you're pushing up really hard. They pull up the towel, and then there's a dude's naked ass that you fly into when they pull the towel.
Right.
Right? The atomic sit-up. Everybody gets it.
Yeah.
Now, if it was only Kaepernick getting atomic sit-ups, that'd be weird.
That'd be weird.
But I guarantee you there's no version that's like, get him. He's light-skinned black.
Right, yeah. Look at his hair.
Like, everybody gets it. Everybody... I'm not defending hazing. Hazing is stupid, but there is a part of this that is still kind of fun where it's like, well, you're the new guy. It's like, so? It's like, well, you get everybody water on the first day.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to sue you.
Yeah.
No,
I'm going to kneel.
Yeah. Because I feel like that's the limit of how he was, like, hazed.
I don't know, but but I think that like a lot of it's just gonna bleed out in the next year or two. So
People are done with this.
they are so fucking done with it, man.
They're done with everything.
They're,
Like, you just want life to just be
peace and
life.
quiet.
That's where you and I were with the murder hornets last week.
Yeah, we were talking about murder hornets. You remember murder hornets? Yeah. What the fuck ever happened? They didn't take over the entire United States and murder all our bees, so we now have to eat like weird bread.
Well, we have roast beef now.
Yeah, we don't have like ladies out there painting flowers with pollen deposits. So,
What did happen to them?
That's what
nothing.
we said. We were asking.
They were
specifically.
fine.
The question was, what was the last big thing that happened before COVID? And I said,
Oh, it was.
I was like, the last thing I remember, Pat, was because I was like, was the murder hornets, and I remember the discussion was they were trying to find ways to release thousands of mantises because they eat murder hornets.
right.
And that's the last thing I heard of it.
I didn't even know that part. That's pretty cool.
Well, they were trying to come up with solutions, right?
Turned out it was a big nothing.
Well, if COVID didn't happen, it would have still been the biggest deal.
For like 6 weeks.
I know.
Yeah.
Until people didn't see
They
any
just
murder
moved on to
hornets.
something else. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I know, because if COVID didn't happen, yes, in 6 weeks it would have been Burger King said what?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I know. Now there's a war, and there's like nothing that happens in the U.S. anymore.
Well, I think that's because nothing really does happen in the U.S.,
Well, truth be told, like in comparison, now that this is all winding down and you have political people, trying to backpedal how badly they were trying to play up COVID, because of these midterms. Mm-hmm. COVID, in hindsight, is not the cataclysmic event that people wanted it to be portrayed to be.
Well, it wasn't the kind of cataclysmic event that actually affects change in ways that they want it to. It did kill 1 million fucking people in this country. So,
It did, but...
So, yeah, I know, but it's not like somebody dropped a bomb on Manhattan and killed 1 million at once. Right?
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
That would get people out of their chair.
Absolutely, yes. Yes.
In fact, we did a pretty good job of that when they just killed 2,300.
We spent a lot of money after that happened.
Spent a crazy amount of money. So
We were pretty pissed.
Yeah.
I had
pissed.
fairly strong opinions at that time about turning an entire region into glass.
Yeah.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
I think a lot of people did.
Oh, my dad was the one who.
I was not.
He had just retired from the Air Force when that happened, like 4 months before, because they booted him out at 60. So, yeah. And it's just like literally just a couple months before.
Yeah, I was. I felt pretty well because, and also the other stupid things were, oh my god, they're anthraxing people, and you remember that?
Yeah.
But
the couple days after 9/11.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
But it wasn't.
Yeah, No.
It wasn't Al Qaeda.
No.
No, it was some goofball and
Like dickhead. Yeah.
yeah. I think he was from Atlanta or something.
That's a good.
Oh no,
place to
that's the
start.
bomber. Yeah, no, never mind.
Wait, which
So,
bomber?
The Olympic
Olympic
one.
bomber.
Yeah.
But he didn't do it.
No, but somebody did. He just not the guy that gave it to
I mean, we all thought he
not the
did.
guy that they tried to fit. Oh yeah, no.
Jewel?
Jewel,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Actually, I read his story like a while ago. It's like really tragic after that and stuff.
Incredibly, yes.
Yeah, it's like absolutely he couldn't get a job and
Uh-huh.
you know, and like couldn't show his face and just started eating more and he's dead. You
Yeah.
know, after
Oh.
only a few it was like really tragic. It was like all this like, oh man, our bad dude.
And as time went on, more and more evidence completely exonerated
Oh no, he was not the
beyond
guy. Yeah.
any shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, yeah.
He
Did
They
actually
make
was a
movie
hero.
about him.
Yeah, played by Tom Hanks.
Was it?
What?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah.
I can't remember what it was called. I didn't remember it was Tom Hanks.
I think it was Tom Hanks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Why wouldn't it be Tom Hanks?
Well, I mean, what do you want? It's just, he was doing just biopics for a while. He played Sully Sullenberger, and
Oh, that's right.
you know,
Yeah, that's that movie that you want to watch, but it's only like 30 seconds of it's actually pretty fun. The rest of it's dumb. So it's like, oh, the fucking FAA is out to get you. And it's like big bad government's doing it again. You know, it's,
my God.
it's little man. And it's like, dude, the guy landed a motherfucking plane on water. It was really cool.
Yeah,
So nobody
awesome.
died. It was sweet. All right. So that's not a movie. It's a YouTube clip. You know?
I'll say this: you could do that movie
Yeah.
if what you're doing is you are basically playing that crisis for 2 hours. Right?
Oh yeah, but it's like literally a 40-second thing.
But that's not how they make
Right,
that
yeah,
movie.
no, I
like
know.
you could make that a super intense thing where it is he's trying to solve that crisis for like 2 hours
Yeah.
because I imagine that that's kind of roughly around the same time it would have been like shit's fucked up. Here's what we got to do. Here are the thoughts, and then you get to the aftermath of it. It was like okay, that would be cool, but that's not how you do it. It's just like
No.
oh yeah, you got to take this and like show the like boyhood angst. It's like, I always wanted to be a pilot.
You know, ever since I used to look up at the birds. Then he got his cool like flock of birds motif that goes throughout the entire thing. Yeah,
I see that movie. That was that Denzel Washington movie.
Flight.
Yeah,
I never saw that one. Isn't that where he's
He's got-
like flying upside down or
He's got
some
like a
shit?
drinking problem.
trashed. Yeah, yeah.
That is not uncommon amongst airline. Yeah, it is not terrible. It is not a fun life. So, but yeah, no, there's just like so little that you can. There's so little cloth to deal with there that you try and stretch it out over a hour and 40-minute flick. Then of course they're gonna have there's gotta have some kind of protagonist and some kind of antagonist. And of course he's gonna be the protagonist. So who's the natural antagonist? Birds. So no, we gotta make it the
Always
FAA
have been,
investigators.
I
Yeah,
know,
you know.
I know.
So
What is he fighting? Bureaucracy.
bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
political incompetence.
I know.
You know,
I've seen that movie. It's called Falling Down, and we make fun of it constantly.
constantly. Yeah,
Constantly.
there's a place well, actually, that was LA. That wasn't Los Santos, but
Yeah.
I did get in GTA online for like an afternoon. I tried to make defense, so there's no way to make an old guy in that game, though, man.
Oh my god! You just inspired every game that gives me access to a character creator from here on out.
Well, that's what I did in my first version of fucking Cyberpunk.
Right.
So I tried to make defense, and then after a while, I turned into this cold-blooded, like, you know, fucking like Sicario assassin for a while. So, yeah, it didn't work.
I haven't made a character in forever.
Bro, I almost spent too much time in the character creator in Elden Ring that I couldn't get a refund. Once the game actually started and I recognized I hated it.
Was the character creator that good, or was it just frustrating?
I know it was good.
Oh.
I mean, there was a lot of, optimization to it. And I mean, like, customization. So I was like, I'm just fiddling around and doing this, and the game starts. I'm like, fuck this. And I'm looking at the time. I'm like, oh my god, I'm almost outside the window and I haven't played the game.
How much time do you have?
I think it's 2 hours.
Yeah, I think it's 2 hours.
I think it's 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, once you have it for 2 hours, you gotta commit.
How much did that one cost you?
Oh, that was a new release. That was
So like
Yeah,
60
it's
bucks.
$70.
yeah.
$70 now? Oh,
I
No,
know,
that one was like
yeah,
60.
yeah. Usually, you got this trick on Steam where if there's a game that you want, you put it on your wish list. And then if it comes out and you don't buy it in a couple days, they'll kick you a coupon.
I
But
got
it's
you.
never going to happen for new releases.
No, it doesn't happen really.
Yeah,
So,
suckers pay retail because you want to play it right now.
yeah.
And shoot, that's why I jumped in. I was like, well, everybody's playing this. Maybe they actually made this game good this time. Because I've played other versions of this and hated them all. It's the same game. It's the same goddamn game.
That's why I watched Squid Games. I was like, oh, the whole world's watching it. I guess I gotta watch it. It
Did you like it?
was pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, the kids watched it with me and everything, so. It was,
But wait, the kids watched it? with
Yeah.
you? Isn't it remarkably violent?
Yeah.
There you go.
There
Well,
you go.
Olivia knew the entire plot of everything because YouTube
Oh,
had
yeah.
games or
yeah.
snippets or something
Oh,
of every single thing for Squid. Like
okay.
there was like 100 Roblox games on Squid Game.
yeah. It's like my daughter knows like all these movies now. So, and it's like, where did you see that? She's like, YouTube. And I was like, oh, you didn't watch the whole thing. You watched this 4-minute recap video. And it's like, you know, there's like this whole nother workaround now that wasn't there like 5-10 years ago. So if you want to know like everything that happens in Squid Game, you can watch this Australian dude who talks really fucking fast. All right, with jump cuts in between every single piece of it. Just basically do a reaction video and sum up the entire thing in like 4 minutes.
Inside stuff so that you know the people that just watched it too with it and everything.
Yeah.
It's just like
Oh, I see.
so. Yeah, she knew like. She knew all the stuff. She could tell me when this person was going to get killed and all this kind of stuff. She was telling me like who the final guy was, what's going to happen, oh the trick behind this, and oh I could tell you how this was filmed. The platform was only this. I was just like, all right, let's watch. You're in.
Was she bored like actually watching it?
No, she was.
Oh,
she was
okay,
cool with it.
cool. So, because that's what happened to me like a couple times. Like, oh, I got that movie. Let's go watch it. It's like, Daddy, I don't need to. I was like, oh, that makes me sad. You know?
Well, especially when you're like me, it's like, well, actually, yes, you do, and you have to watch the credits, and you have to turn the lights
I don't
off.
think she knows what credits are.
You're like, no. You have to turn the lights off. There will be no bathroom breaks.
Oh,
Now, don't eat. Watch the movie.
oh no,
That totally doesn't work because you just push a
work.
button.
Yeah, that would never
I
work.
know.
I did watch a movie with her not too long ago when Pam was out. What the fuck was it? It was something, but you know, like every couple minutes, Daddy, and I was like, yeah.
You trying to watch The Shining with her or something like that?
No, it was like a Harry Potter movie that she hadn't seen or something.
Oh.
Or no, it was one that I hadn't seen. So
Are they the new ones?
I think it was like the Fantastic
movies?
Beast one.
I haven't seen those.
And she was like, "Oh, I know all of it." And she was like, "Well, you know about it." And I was like, "Let me watch the movie, child."
Usually it's the parent that ruins it for the kid.
Yeah, no, it was completely backwards. And then there was something else, and I was like, "Oh, I've got that movie. We can watch it." She's like, "I don't need to watch it. I know what happens." And I was like, "Oh,
Because you watched it? No.
no."
Well, I can read the back cover to a book too.
Well, if the back
Right.
cover was actually a summary of the book, you know.
It's so weird.
So
Because just like Hitchcock said, he just said like a movie is real life with the boring parts cut out,
right.
and then you have distilled it even further.
It's basically a movie snack now.
Right. Like I don't even want to think about what passes for entertainment at that level because yes, I'm a dork about these things, right? But still at the same time, I will say that part of the experience, I'm starting to feel more and more convinced that I think one of the biggest part of the experiences is whether or not you saw it when it came out.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you, like, one of the worst disappointments that I've watched recently, oddly enough, and I'm like, this is a good movie, but, this would have meant something to me if I were there. I watched The Great Escape,
Oh, yeah.
right? It has zero impact at this point because
No.
everything, all of I talked about this was The Shining. All of the tropes from it, all of the ideas have been cooked out into other properties at this point. Everything does it better.
Yeah.
And you just can't go back to a movie where the Nazis are friendly.
Yeah, Schindler's List kind of ruined that one.
And
Yeah.
you cross that bridge, man, where you cannot watch this movie and watch the Nazis like, oh, you guys, stop trying to escape.
You pesky Americans.
Gosh darn you, you're not getting out of here. Don't make me poke you with this, pitchfork.
Don't make me put you in the little box.
It's like, these are the least menacing, the Nazis in Indiana Jones are more competent.
Yeah. And they're cartoons, for crying out loud.
Absolutely are.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Like, you would have to be there when that actually came out. So.
That movie would have been the tits if I had seen it when it was fresh.
Yeah, there's a couple that I wish I had gotten the chance to see when they first came out, but
Yeah. I mean, some of them work. I'm still a huge fan of my dad's experience with The Exorcist.
with The Exorcist?
I told you this. He took my mom.
Oh, yeah. Didn't he have to take her home and then come back to the movie?
He went back to the movie.
Yeah.
He's like, I gotta see how this ends.
Yeah. Yeah, The Exorcist probably would have been on my list.
Dude, imagine. Look, that movie freaks me out right now.
It doesn't do it to me anymore, man.
Oh God,
I've
it
seen
makes
it too
me
many times.
uncomfortable. It's so many. It's. I get
to watch
so wrapped into it that
Yeah.
it is so alarming to me. But imagine being in that audience. Imagine being in that audience for Alien the first time.
Jaws. So
Jaws,
Robert
yeah.
talked about going to Jaws and how everybody in the first like 3 rows of the theater jumped onto the back of their seats.
Yeah.
And right after that, you're going to need a bigger boat, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just freaked everybody out.
But that cultural touchstone has been reused in so many things.
Sure, yeah.
That it loses its entire impact. Yeah.
I don't know. We got to see some pretty good ones over the years. So, we had some really good summers there that were just chock full of great blockbusters. And so,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, obviously, like, I'm gonna, go to Spielberg territory, and that first time of seeing Jurassic Park in the theater was.
I think I saw that with you.
No, yeah, you went with him. Yeah, you also went. I think you saw it with
I
us.
saw
too.
it with you guys too.
Yeah.
I think you went with both,
Okay.
but that when the glass ceiling of that Jeep gets
Yeah.
pushed in by the T-Rex, like everybody was legitimately.
They gonna eat the kids? The kid's gonna get et?
Well, it's just so well done.
Yeah, it's really well done.
legitimately terrifying.
Yeah.
When it leads into that scene where the pupil dilates.
Yeah.
And like, oh my God, the build up there, the water, and then it's like, God damn, like this is legit terrifying. Now this is the same movie that earlier on was like, Dennis was like, stupid, get the stick. Right. So they lure you into this. They lure you into this kind of false sense of like everything will be fine.
Yeah.
And then
Then it rips them to pieces. Yeah. So.
Yeah, there have been. I mean, obviously, The Matrix was a cultural touchstone
Yep.
in 1999, so everybody
Remember
was.
watching that one?
Yeah.
I went to Fight Club.
Fight Club?
Fight Club, yeah.
About
Yeah.
the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that movie was dumb, but it's still.
That movie always kind of spoke to me, and then 9/11 happened.
Right.
And I was like, oh, that movie doesn't work anymore.
Well, it does, but I can't sympathize with it.
Exactly.
I can't.
So,
But they cleared out all the people.
Yeah, they just blew up my credit score, man. After 9/11, I needed that.
Look, no, there are movies that speak to that exact moment. Like as much shit as people like to give it. Point Break actually spoke to people at that time in a very specific way, where it was like there's a speech where Swayze says, "Look at them going to work in those metal coffins."
Yeah.
Right. And I wasn't working age yet, right, when I saw it, but later on, there was something that gripped me, like as I was driving to Interquest Parkway, where I'm like, what am I doing? And I'm just like, how many banks did I pass by on the way here?
Yeah.
You know? There is a way out.
Maybe there is a way out, yeah.
Where you do this for the sheer joy of pushing your life.
Yeah.
But also, but it's just stupid now.
Yeah.
They remake it, and
Yeah, it doesn't work the same way.
I imagine Red Dawn had a huge cultural impact at the time it came out. Now it's just fun.
I did not see the remake.
Yeah,
have no
I
idea.
did not
Waste
see
my
it either.
time with that.
North Koreans invade Colorado.
Like they do.
Like as they would.
Yeah.
Yeah, as they would. Yeah. No, I don't know. Red Dawn's one of those ones that I think we remember more fondly.
I've watched it.
I watched it not too long, maybe like 2 years ago or so, and like everything that he shows up in, Powers Booth makes the movie.
Wouldn't be that.
Yeah,
Look, you do get like. It is a who's who of 80s stars, right?
it is.
They're actually doing their absolute best.
Yeah.
And a lot of it works.
Yeah,
But Powers Booth elevates it
yeah,
to a movie that should be like conceptually stupid to something that you care about because he's so awesome.
yeah. But it is kind of a stupid concept. Yeah,
Well, I think so. Here's the thing: is I think the actual first, 30 minutes is incredibly compelling.
Sure.
Right? Just where they're actually trying to get away.
yeah,
Right? Once it turns into, well, you guys, like the six of you, are responsible for this.
yeah.
Like that seems unlikely.
It's like, are there any adults around here?
Is anybody else doing anything?
Yeah. It's like, no, but it's up to South Park, Colorado.
Yeah, the fictional city of Calumet.
Calumet, yeah.
Yeah, it's. I really do love that first part, and they're falling apart. And they don't know like what to do, and
Yeah, nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
So the machine gun, the history teacher. Which I find to be ironic, but
Well, you do remember what he was teaching at the beginning, right?
no, I don't.
He was teaching about how the cons, when they would encircle
Right.
and drive everything into the center,
Yeah.
is that the young son of the con asked that the last man be allowed to go free.
That's right. Yeah. Poignant.
Look, you have to do that kind of stuff, otherwise when it shows up at the end, you're like, but you didn't earn this. This just happened.
Right, yeah. Yeah. No, movies at that time, they had a different tone. So,
Boy, howdy they did.
yeah, later on you got stupid ones, So in the 90s. The only movie in the 90s that kind of like struck a chord like that, was kind of like, yeah, go get them kind of thing, was probably Independence Day. So,
You made
I
me
still
right.
like that.
Yeah.
I like that movie. Yeah, it's great. So, but at the same,
It's terrible.
what?
The second.
The second one is a hot pile of
You
shit.
watched the second one?
It is awful, Jeff. Do not waste your time.
Oh, no, I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I heard it was awful.
I think it's,
It really is, yeah.
yeah, it's terrible. So,
I've never seen a movie where, like, from start to finish, the whole time I'm like, why?
right. So why do you have that? Yeah.
Why are you doing
Yeah.
this?
You can usually get
So-
me with good, good effects and all that kind of. It was just
It was
so
so
bad.
bad.
I was just
Yeah.
like,
It's not that
I don't
bad.
care what you're gonna show or what's coming up. It just,
And
So,
I don't know, was it the story like they're here for our lava?
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
was
I
something like
think
that,
it was
yeah.
like, we're here for your magma. Like, that's what they're trying to drill
Yeah,
into
they were
and
trying
say,
to tap the world's resources.
like,
so.
but you guys have spaceships. You can melt rock.
Or you can go to planets that aren't going to fight back.
Right.
You know,
You're
there's
probably-
one right over there. You can
Probably able to get
help
solar
yourself,
energy
you know?
or
So stupid. And again, if it's stupid, don't stipulate on it. Go triple down on the
Yeah.
actual like war. Don't ever explain it to me if
as it's just a dumb premise.
it's going to make you ask more stupid questions.
Well, I mean, the best movies don't make you ask too many questions because you know they're not worth your time. So, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But then there's other ones, like, what was it? I saw this thing on YouTube the other day where George Lucas is, like, doing a reaction video to his first cut of Attack the Clones.
Really?
Yeah, it's really kind of interesting. He's like, I might have overthought this.
And it's George Lucas.
It's George Lucas.
So
So you can tell he's got some people around him. Kathleen Kennedy's there and
Yeah.
stuff, and they're all kind of talking about it in his kitchen afterwards.
yeah.
And he's like, but I can't cut anything because that's what makes it work, or something along those lines. And it's just like, man, if you had to ask a question, everybody else is gonna ask the same question. So
Yeah.
and not everybody's gonna come to the same conclusion that you did.
Okay, Mr. Star Wars, are you excited to see Obi-Wan?
I still haven't seen The Mandalorian, so
I haven't seen the second season.
yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not particularly. I'm kind of on a Star Wars strike at the
For
moment.
all of it.
Yeah, kind of like across the board at the moment. I might come back to it later, but it can sit there in my childhood for the next 5 to 10 years, and then I'll go check it out.
Seriously, man, they need to just let it rest for a little bit.
I agree, but they're not going to, man, because money, money, money.
Well,
You know?
I mean, the problem here is, and this is something they've been doing for a while, is every single venture that they take into this, they actually make this gigantic galaxy even smaller. Because,
Exactly.
like, how's it? It's like, all right, so this galaxy is supposed to be huge. It's like, yeah. It's like, well, doesn't it strike you as odd that everything seems to revolve around these same 6 people?
Yeah, or these same 4 planets. Yeah,
Because every
So-
time they introduce a new character, the old ones have to pop in,
Yeah.
and they just shrink the universe even smaller, which is when you get, that's how you get tied into, well, then we have to have an empire fight a rebellion again.
right.
It's like,
With bigger ships.
didn't you do this? It's like, yeah,
Yeah, and AT-ATs that look like gorillas now. Yeah,
they do. Yeah,
that thing, that giant bat. Yeah,
the bat, yes,
Yeah,
But of course,
the double Star Destroyer. It's the 2 of them glued together. You know? See, this is why I'm on Star Wars strike. I still haven't seen the last movie. No,
That's right, that's right.
I have no desire to. It's kind of like in Indiana Jones and Crystal Skull territory for me.
I don't hate that movie the way a lot of people do. It's just not good.
I haven't seen it, and I'm fine with Indiana Jones being done in 1989. So
You don't want him to ruin your...
I
memory.
guess, but it's like, just stop regurgitating my 80s childhood. All right, just get money out of me, motherfuckers. So
they've been
That's
hitting
all
us
it is.
hard.
all they do is pound on
Dude,
us.
oh, yeah.
Fucking wringing nickels out of that.
Well, and they're trying to get your
nostalgia
kids hooked into it too now, man. And so it's like, oh well, this is your dad's Star Wars, and this one we made just for you, And it's just like, stop this. Come up with new properties. When we were kids, we got blessed with new properties like every couple
yeah.
of years.
Well, okay, so we were at a unique time with that.
We
where
were.
Essentially, the properties that we got couldn't have been possible because of the laws in the 70s when it came to marketing and children's programming. But they also hit us right in the feels where they're like, they did, yeah, just they hit us right in the feels where they're like, so you're boys, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys like it when there are, like, cool guys, like, fighting? It's like, yeah. It's like, do you also like it when the bad guys are also cool?
Oh yeah, very
It's
much
like,
so.
yeah. Like, how would you like 600 variations of this? It's like, what do you mean? It's like, no, check this out. these are the masters of the universe.
Right,
Right?
yeah.
It's like, okay, so here are the cool heroes. They're fighting the cool villains.
Right.
Right? Like, do you sell these individually? It's like, yes, absolutely we do. And we will be making a shit ton of them. It's like,
Yeah.
great. So these are Autobots.
Right, yeah.
It's like, okay, got it. Okay. This is starting to feel a little bit samey. Nah, fuck that. These are G.I. Joes.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
oh, okay.
This is Commander Cobra.
It's like, okay, go on.
These are turtles.
These are turtles.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
when that hits, because they try that so many times. They're like, these are Thundercats. These
Yeah.
are Silverhawks. These are Tiger Sharks. These are
Oh my
Inhumanoids.
god, the
right?
sharks.
And I'm telling you that there was a winning team. There was a winning formula. Like, you mean these factions fight each other?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they sure do. But these villains, they always lose, but they look awesome. Like,
Yeah.
see this guy? He's got like a mechanical
And
jaw.
he'll be back later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And then
with more rockets bolted on.
and what's funny
They
is,
can change clothes too, so we're gonna have to give you a new outfit.
and they turn around. They did the exact same thing for girls, right? Because I hate to break it to you, but
Oh, yeah.
there are factions within Care Bears. There are factions
Within ponies?
within ponies.
There are factions upon factions within ponies. So, yeah.
There were factions in Glowworm. There were factions. Gem.
Oh, shit. I
had
forgot about
factions.
Glowworm.
Gem was fighting with the Misfits,
Yeah.
so you could buy 2 sets of things.
Yeah, but it doesn't work like that anymore, man. Now they just like, yeah, it's they keep buttering the same piece of bread over and over again.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and they have like this much butter, and the toast is
Yeah, it's
mile
so
wide.
bad.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
And so yeah, no, I mean I don't even know that one's not even done filming if I'm not mistaken. The new Obi-Wan. I know the first one's supposed to come out here pretty soon, maybe a month or so.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh.
Yeah, but it's on Disney Plus, right? Yeah. So
I don't know, man. I feel like I know Obi-Wan's story.
I'm pretty sure it's going to involve sand in one way or another. And so I've had enough sand in my Star Wars for a while.
Are you telling me that we're going back to that one goddamn planet
I'm
again?
going to make a pretty safe bet on that. In fact, nobody's going to take the downside on this bet because they're going to lose and they already know it. But it's going to run. It's going to revolve around a sand-based planet
Yep.
that may or may not have like these little guys in robes who freeze things and put them in their junk truck. These other guys who wear like
1-800 got junk.
right. These other guys with these pokey sticks and these rifles. Yeah. It might have some of those. It might have these giant non-glowing worms, okay, that are somehow in charge of everything. So
Yo, man, you remember how in those new Star Wars movies, they were on a separate sand planet, which looked exactly
totally
like
different sand planet. That one, the junk truck just hadn't come yet. Yeah. So,
And coincidentally, it's a different sand planet, but the Millennium Falcon is just on a tarp or under a tarp.
under a
there.
tarp, yeah. Right, and you eat these packets of Soylent Green. Yeah,
That was the most interesting thing about the movie.
it was the most interesting
Which is-
thing. Well, that maybe like the junkyard was actually kind of interesting. It was like, there's a battle here. That'd be fucking cool to see. Thank you for not making me watch it. You know, all I have here is like evidence of this cool thing that probably happened at some point.
Right.
Yeah,
I'd be
so-
into seeing that.
Yeah.
That would be a Star War.
Right. Yeah. A war amongst the stars. Yeah.
God damn, I'm glad they saved me from that.
Yeah.
What a waste of
What
time
a
that
waste of
would've been.
time that would have been. Yeah.
Good lord, so many of the planets are just sand junk and terrible.
Yeah.
Like
There's that one that's green with the Ewoks
Ewoks.
on it. Yeah. There's that one that's the big city that like they wouldn't let him blow up. So
Y'all remember in the next one where it looked like Hoth, but no, that wasn't snow, it was salt.
oh, that's right, and it was red because you had to run your hand over it to see that it actually wasn't snow.
Right.
Yeah. But
So-
other than that, it was
It was Hoth, but
Yeah.
when you took off the Hoth part, it was velvet cake underneath.
it was it was velvet cake.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that was the one with the AT-AT gorillas.
absolutely. It was.
Yeah,
You remember
yeah.
that? You remember how they don't actually make new shit?
that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Of all the oh my gosh, that is so bad.
That's why you just make a Whopper Star Destroyer.
But even like the Mandalorian is like,
Well, I'm
much
guessing, like, I
sand.
haven't seen The Mandalorian. I know it's about Boba Fett, so I'm pretty sure I know what his boat looks like because we've seen it in various Lego forms. I thought it in Dark Forces, you know. And of all things, they let him out of the Sarlacc pit monster, right?
in the,
in the Book of Boba Fett?
The Book of Boba Fett. Sorry, I
yeah.
haven't seen that one either.
I heard that one was bad.
Oh, you heard it's bad?
Yeah,
Oh,
but I
okay.
don't know.
Yeah, they let him out of the Sarlacc.
Yeah, they let him out of the Sarlacc. So, you know, they literally took the number one guy in Star Wars who should stay in Sarlacc, brought him back out. So, I don't know why they did that.
Well, so here's the weird thing about Boba Fett is he's a loser character that the like production designers did such an amazing job on, right? Where you suck, but you look so cool
Yeah.
that your merchandising actually got you to come back to life.
Yeah. It saved you from the pit of the Sarlacc.
But it
And
never
1,000 years
changes,
of digestive juices. Yeah.
never changes the fact that you were in there
No.
and how you got in there.
Right. Yeah.
Because you're a loser character.
Loser character.
We
Yeah.
always joke that
He's worth a lot to me.
I know. Let's go ahead. It's like, you know, George Lucas is like, give me your best like tough guy dialogue, you know. And since he's coming from like the 50s,
Oh, right. Yeah.
it's like make him sound like a greaser,
Right. Yeah, exactly.
you know, street tough.
This guy's got an Adam's cat jacket.
He's no use to me, Dad. That we're black on the outside because black's what I feel on the inside. You know, it's just like, I'm sorry. It's like, fuck off with this. No,
Yeah.
it's just, and then it's so corny that they have to introduce via Apocrypha on the outside. They have to invent this entire like Mandalorian sub character background
Right.
to try to find a way to make him not a fucking loser character.
Yeah, so they got these guys who fight Jedi with flamethrowers. Yeah, and it's like, okay.
But you didn't flamethrower anybody in this movie you were in,
No.
and you're supposed to be the best of your kind. It's like, no, they're a race of like honorable bounty hunters.
Right.
Right? That's like their whole credo, right?
Right.
It's like you got like bumped into a sand hole because nobody takes you. You were just some goon. Frankly, I thought of the actual bounty hunters on the ship. Like, I think IG-88 would have been the best one to make their own, you know, story about. You know, because there's a part of like, why am I killing? You know? Does not compute with equation of human life.
1988 is alive. Yeah, I don't know, man. So yeah, it's Star Wars.
Star Wars
break
takes
time.
a goddamn break.
Yeah, take a break. Let it rest. What was it? There was something I was wrong about the other day. I was talking about Star Wars, like
Oh, no.
not releasing in China. You were right about
Yeah,
that.
told you.
You did, but it only was there for 2 weeks.
Right.
It did
Yeah.
so fucking bad in China that they literally packed it up after 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I was surprised by that. So like in the entire run of all the movies they've released over there, and they released almost all of them, they've only made like $10 million. It is done that bad.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Well, it's sort of like there are things that one of the things that they're discovering here is the Chinese don't want movies catered to the Chinese,
no.
right?
Yeah.
It's why the abhorrent live action version of Mulan
Yeah.
was mocked incessantly by the Chinese when it actually came out there.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas they actually do like the original version.
Of Mulan?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because the whole thing on this is I don't love it. It's not up there with my favorite Disney movies, but there is a solid message where it's like
bad.
It's not bad. It's just I don't care.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is, well, so she's not a guy,
Right.
but she's going to join the military,
Right.
but she's not a guy,
Yeah.
which means that while the rest of the dudes can, like Sisyphus, push a boulder uphill, she can't do that.
Right.
So she has to be smarter, and because she's smarter, she actually solves problems.
Right.
Whereas in the new one, it's like, but she has mystic powers.
See, I haven't seen any of the live action.
Retarded.
She's magic.
She's magic from the beginning, and she's better than all the other troops
Oh my gosh.
at fighting,
Yeah.
right?
Well, yeah. So.
Her adversity is that she just needs to believe in herself.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, because having magic powers is something that causes you to have a lot of self-doubt.
So there's no. So there's no Captain America moment with the flagpole where she solves it.
Nope.
It's just
Well, I mean, it's just that
she just like magically like tears down the flagpole.
she just kicks everybody's ass. She like does a whole bunch of like spin sword kicks and all this other crap, and like
Does it have like cool blue light as she's?
no, it's mostly sped up, slow down.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Right. It is a martial arts movie after all.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. So the Chinese actually saw the first one, like, wow, this is actually kind of minus the Eddie Murphy dragon. It's like this is actually very respectful of our culture.
Yeah, I
right?
forgot about the Eddie Murphy dragon.
Because that's what you did.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Well, every Disney movie's got that guy.
Everything was
So,
just
yeah.
like okay, we needed Iago. Which
Yeah.
if you can't get Gilbert Gottfried, don't just. I mean, you can write this one out, or you can just make them all animals.
Yeah, or you could find somebody else. Yeah, pretty easily. So, I mean, there was like a rotation of guys there who always played the B villain. You know,
The B villain.
the B
you say.
villain. Yeah.
The B villain.
So,
You saying they were getting a little predictable there for a
they
minute?
were definitely getting a little predictable. So
Yeah.
you had your alpha villain, and then you had your beta villain. Yeah. So
But the beta villain,
that was your comedian.
well,
So,
it's not. He's bad, but it's not
it was
really
Bobcat
his fault.
Goldthwait.
Yeah. Never get to be a real bad guy.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's true, because that's a good point, because if Bobcat's the actual villain and fucking James Woods is the underling,
that does not work.
I don't know, it hasn't been tried.
I don't think James Wood would sign up for that.
I think it depends on how they paid him.
Maybe if they paid him in Ethereum, he'd be all right with it.
All right, I think we've made fun of enough pop culture stuff.
Yeah, I think so. This
Right.
was a no politics kind of.
We got it out of our
We got it out of our
system.
system up early. Yeah.
We threatened to go into politics, but
We did threaten and veer to go
Our
that way.
brinksmanship sort of.
We just did. Yeah, I just didn't have any fight in it for it tonight. Yeah.
I feel like like you and I talking. I feel like I was fried on politics because I've been thinking about it, and it's been present shit. That's all my students want to talk about.
Is politics? That's
Well,
horrifying.
I also have like Ukrainians.
Oh yeah, I got you.
So it is. I don't know if it's much politics as like life. I know people there,
Yeah.
and I have to keep calling them so I know they're not shot.
Yeah, that sucks. So
Well, so I hear about it a lot. So
yeah.
But yeah. I think I'm fried on politics. Like, that's not true. That's not true. That's right. Our politics came in the form of Kaepernick, but it was more so.
But we're done with politics.
Then
Yeah.
we're done with that. You should not mix this in with your sports. So yeah, today was a sports
Yeah.
heavy day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know you're happy.
I'm
So,
happy.
Yeah,
I'm happy for you.
I'm happy for you too. So maybe I can be a Denver fan again. I don't know.
It'll be a fun ride. Even
Oh,
if we
yeah.
don't win it all, they'll be entertaining.
All right.
Well, is it a sign of good years to come?
Fun
like-
years.
Fundamentally good years.
Yeah, good, fun,
Well,
exciting, loving.
It's always nice to see your team going in a positive direction, right? How many times have we sat with you and you've like been looking through the gaps in your fingers trying to figure out what exactly the draft strategy of this year was.
Oh, I'm trying to do that by like week 4.
Yeah.
Playing like, we need to lose the game. Damn it, we won. Why would you do that?
Yes. So the fact that this is happening has you in a completely different place.
We're good.
Yeah.
We're set.
Yeah.
Nuggets good. Avs good. Broncos good.
We got baseball.
There's a team you left out.
There's a team that was left out.
Yeah.
They don't have to be good. We got baseball back, man. So
Yeah. You just say all those, and the Rockies are playing.
and the Rockies are playing baseball.
And the Rockies were there too.
Yeah.
And there's baseball.
Yeah.
I don't know if they really play baseball.
What do you do? You do
They-
baseball,
They just show up.
right?
I think they just chew on sunflower seeds and spit around on the field.
They're there
for a
when
while.
baseball is being.
Yes. Watch the
They
other
witness
team.
it.
Yeah. They are fans too.
The Colorado notaries.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Any last thought?
Go Broncos. We're good.
He says, "Go Broncos, Patrick."
Yeah. I don't want any more Star Wars. Yeah.
They're not stopping.
Hey, yeah.
Okay.
Join my Star Wars strike. There we go.
Star Wars
Rally.
strike.
We need some solidarity on the Star Wars strike.
Well, I guess my final thought is now thinking about if they're trying to indoctrinate our kids on like 80s nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is like where do they take their stuff, and that means there's like Roblox movies.
Oh, that's true.
That are like 2 minutes long. That's,
No, they're 30 seconds because a 2-minute movie gets a 30-second recap video.
that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
I can end on that.
We'll stop with that. See you. Oh, wait, no, I'm Pat.
I will.
I'm Jeffrey.
Hitting the button.
All right.